So, today we're going to talk about a pretty huge revolution that's happening right now, probably in your pocket. It's all about how your phone's AI is finally, and I mean finally, cutting the cord to the cloud. And trust me, it changes everything we thought we knew about our devices. Let's get into it. For years, we've just accepted it. You talk to your phone's assistant, and it talks back. Seems simple, right? It feels like all that magic is happening right there in your hand, but it's not. The intelligence, the brain, hasn't actually been in your phone at all. It's been on this invisible journey to a server farm hundreds, maybe even thousands of miles away. I mean, have you ever really stopped to think about that? Every single time you've asked for the weather, or dictated a text, or even used one of those smart photo filters, you've basically been having a long-distance conversation with a giant computer somewhere else. But that whole system, the one we've been using for a decade, it's being completely rewired from the inside out. To really get where we're going, we first have to understand the deal we all kind of accepted without reading the fine print. We'll call it the old AI bargain. And it was a trade-off. We got some really cool features, but in exchange, we agreed that our data had to take a long, long trip. So let's actually follow your data on its little trip. First, you speak. Your voice gets all packaged up and shot across the internet to some massive data center. That's where the real thinking happens. And then finally, the answer has to make that whole journey back to your phone. This entire round trip is what has defined the AI experience until now. And yeah, this bargain came with some pretty serious catches. First, you absolutely needed an internet connection. No Wi-Fi, no AI. Second, your personal data, your voice, your photos, you name it, had to be sent to a corporate server. This created those annoying delays, that little spinning wheel we all know and hate. And maybe, most importantly, it opened up some pretty big privacy risks.
But that era is ending. That old bargain, it just collapsed. All thanks to a quiet revolution happening inside the hardware itself. The AI is finally moving out of the cloud and coming home to live right there on your device.
So what's making all this possible? What's the magic trick? Well, let's meet the hero of our story. A tiny but unbelievably powerful new kind of brain for your phone. It's called a neural processing unit, or NPU. Now, the crucial thing to get here is that this isn't some general-purpose chip that does a little bit of everything. Nope, this thing is a specialist. It was designed from the ground up for one job and one job only, to crunch the massive calculations needed for AI and to do it super, super efficiently. To put that in perspective, just think about the chips we already know. You've got the CPU, that's the phone's main brain, and the GPU, which makes all the graphics look pretty. The NPU is the new player on the team. It's custom-built to run these complex AI models locally, doing things that used to require a whole data center right there in the palm of your hand. Okay, so the tech is really cool, I get it, but what does it actually mean for you? Why should you care that AI is now living on your device? Well, it all boils down to three huge, tangible wins. The first win, and you could argue it's the most important one, is real, honest-to-goodness privacy. And this isn't some setting you have to toggle on. It just becomes the default way your phone works. See, when your data is processed locally, it never leaves your phone. It has nowhere to go. Your sensitive voice notes, your private messages, your photos, they stay with you. This isn't just a promise buried in a company's terms of service. It's a physical reality of the hardware. It transforms AI from a service you're kind of renting to a capability you truly own and control. And this new privacy model leads directly into our second win, instant speed. We're talking about getting rid of that frustrating network delay for good. And the difference is just staggering. That round trip to the cloud can easily take half a second, maybe more. On device AI, though, it responds in milliseconds. That's the difference between a conversation that feels clunky and awkward and one that feels instantaneous, almost like an extension of your own thoughts. That delay, what we call latency, just evaporates. And that brings us to the third big win, which might just be the most liberating of them all. AI becomes a utility that works absolutely anywhere, whether you have an internet connection or not. Just picture it. You're on the subway, you're on a plane, you're out on a hiking trail in the middle of nowhere, and your phone's smartest features just work. No more of those no internet connection errors. And this isn't just a convenience for us. It actually democratizes access, making powerful AI a reliable tool for billions of people around the world who don't have perfect high-speed internet. Now, before we get too carried away, let's have a quick reality check. This does not mean the cloud is just going to disappear. On-device AI is incredibly powerful, but it does have its limits. So let's look at what the future actually holds. The future is hybrid. It's about using the right tool for the job. Your phone is going to handle all the instant, private, personal stuff, like summarizing your emails, editing your photos, or transcribing a meeting. But for the really massive jobs, like getting the absolute latest information from the web or doing some hugely complex creative task, that's when your phone will intelligently call on the cloud for help. But here's the crucial part, the thing that changes everything. The power dynamic completely shifts. The cloud is no longer the mandatory first step for every single thing. It becomes an optional tool, one that you or your device chooses to use. You are firmly back in control. So when you really zoom out, you realize this change is about something so much bigger than just a technical upgrade. It's really about where the power lies in our digital lives. This is a massive shift. For years, intelligence was a centralized utility, controlled by a few giant companies. On-device AI decentralizes it. It turns intelligence into a personal capability that belongs to you. It's nothing short of a fundamental reclamation of our digital independence. There's this one quote from the source material that just sums up the entire journey perfectly. The cloud was a detour. We're home now. For 15 years, we took this detour, sending our data far, far away to be processed. And now the intelligence is finally coming home, to where it belongs, with us. This technology is unlocking a future where our most powerful tools are private by default and work for us and only us. So the real question is, now that your phone can finally, truly think for itself, what are you going to ask it to do?